Well, hello folks, welcome to episode 4 of this Euro Truck Simulator 2 playthrough. We're doing a career mode. We've set up the Custard Haulers, our lovely company, which currently has an employee number of 1, which is I, and some homeless person who's answering the phone. So he's not homeless anymore, he's living in our little shelter. We're giving people jobs, folks. But we do need to expand, and we'll talk about what we're going to do in that respect in the future. But today, what I was going to be doing a video where we go all the way from London to Scotland, which sounds kind of a cool thing to do. But what I am going to do instead is the second leg of that, because the first leg was an absolute chaotic nightmare. I will talk about that and what happened in a second, but and I was knackered, so by the end of it, so we are going actually from Manchester to Aberdeen, so it's a long old drive, but we've got lots to talk about on the way, and I'm very excited about this. I think Aberdeen is going to potentially look quite nice, you'd think, by the sea, and one of the most northerly UK cities. So, we have got to go to Liverpool. We're currently in Manchester. We've got to go to Liverpool, pick up our trailer, and then we will go up to Aberdeen, crossing the Scottish border, and hopefully there's going to be some lovely Scottish countryside. We'll also go past Edinburgh, presumably, which is going to look quite spectacular. I'm quite interested to see what Edinburgh looks like in the game, because it is such a distinctive place. Other thing to talk about is, you'll probably see the episode title is called Thank You. We're going to explain why that is shortly. There's a good reason for that, and it was part of the reason why I'm reshooting this. Anyway, let's drive. We are currently sitting here just outside of the where we finished up last time, and we are heading off towards Liverpool. So we're going to try and do that without crashing, without any chaos. Actually not been too bad with the crashing stuff. I mean, there's been some questionable decision making on my part, where I've kind of gone around a corner a little bit too fast and ended up in the grass. But other than that, we did have to fix the truck as well because of that. But other than that, it's been going all right. So yeah. So I'm going to get out of the Liverpool city, and then I'm going to come back when we're on our way to the Manchester area, and talk a little bit about why we are calling this episode Thank You, because that's probably the most important thing, and I do need to say thank you to somebody. Right, here we go, on to the M62, and for some reason there was a little patch of the road there which was quite a low speed limit, even though it was 3 lanes, which I don't really understand. But as you can see, we're going to be coming off fairly shortly. It's a very short little journey to Liverpool, but we'll talk a little bit about who I am thanking. So for those who don't know, the channel started off as a Football Manager channel, and for a long time that's all I did on this channel. I certainly wanted to do other things, but Football Manager was what I ended up focusing on, because it's the game I enjoyed most and the game I played most over my time playing games on computers. And for a long time, actually, that's the only game I played. But things have changed, obviously, because I'm driving a truck to Liverpool currently, which is surreal but really enjoyable. But I had a little thing on that. So when I started out, I kind of realised that it was quite difficult to be seen as a Football Manager creator. It's an incredibly incredibly sort of packed bunch of creators there. A lot of people in a very small space. So for a new creator, it's very hard to kind of be seen, which is a bit disconcerting when you're just starting out, isn't it? You kind of need that little bit of exposure, don't you, to be able to get the confidence to make content. So I created this little thing called the Creator Showcase, and I invited a couple of creators on every couple of weeks, and I'd talk about let them talk about their channel, and it was tended to be really small creators or the occasional larger one, and the idea was they'd get a bit of exposure from it, and get a bit of a boost in a sort of shot in the arm, as it were. And I did that for a long time. I've stopped doing it now because things change. But one of the creators that I had on there was a guy called Zilla Blitz. Now, I've talked about him on the channel quite a lot because he makes some of the content that I enjoy most watching. I really, really enjoy his content. Almost whatever he puts out, I enjoy watching. He's a very, very enthusiastic American guy who just does everything really nicely and puts a lot of effort into his videos. And it's just, he's engaging and funny, and I like him. And I've had the opportunity to talk to him, a couple of times, and he's a good guy. But he was on there when he was just starting out, and he got a few subs from it, and that was kind of the idea, and it was kind of a case study for why I actually did this stuff. And well, to cut a long story short, as we're pulling in here, he's now really doing very, very well for himself. He's not doing Football Manager content anymore. Am I supposed to be in here? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's not making Football Manager content anymore. He's split his channel off. His one channel's got over 10,000 subscribers, and he's just started a new channel, which is kind of just around trucking and simulation-based content. And it's this one, is it? Yeah. And he's just done a giveaway. And the crazy guy that he is, his giveaway is basically, he said to people on his channel, and some of you will be here from that channel, he's giving away a $25, I think it was $25 gift card for Steam, and people have to come over to my first ETS2 video and put a comment in there with a particular hashtag. And I'm going to leave a link to his video down below, so if you haven't watched his video, you know what to kind of go back to the original video and put that hashtag in. So it's a little, I'll give you the opportunity to do that little giveaway as well, because I think just to say thank you to all you folks, and also go over to his channel and drop him a subscribe and watch his content, because if you're watching this, you will definitely enjoy his content, because it's infinitely better, and he's a lot better at the game and more knowledgeable. As I back up, look at this, it's like one-handed cycling, this stuff. Talking to you, oh shit. So go over there and sub up to his channel, but then you've got the opportunity to for that giveaway. But what amazing thing to do, what an amazing thing to go, what an amazing guy. So yeah, huge thank you to Zilla for doing that for the channel. Hugely appreciated, and yeah, thank you very much, mate. It's a perfect time as well, because we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I've been doing this for ages, and just for a long period never thought I'd get there. So it really looks like it's going to happen very, very soon, and maybe even before I go away in August. That would be amazing. Right, I've waffled on for long enough. Let's just talk a little bit about what we're actually doing here. We're taking some fertiliser to I've got to get there in 1 hour 16 minutes. No, is that for the job time? That's when the job, I'm never going to get that done, am I? No, it's World of Trucks, so that's 1 hour and 1 hour and 50 minutes sort of in real time, isn't it? Yeah. So that's fine. Hopefully we'll manage to do that. Right, get our skates on. Right, as I've been chattering away for a while there with that little bit of a trip down memory lane, we're going to get out of Liverpool, and then I'm going to take, and then we'll touch base again a little bit closer to, I don't know where, Scotland. Probably not that far, but see you in probably about an hour or two. We've got 7-hour drive ahead of us. Bloody hell. See you soon. At the risk of coming back a bit early, I didn't realise quite how heavy this trailer was. This is actually done from the World of Trucks, so I haven't even got to the turn off for the M6 yet, but I'm coming back already. This was done from the World of Trucks, and It's the first job I think I've done using that, using the jobs that come up there, which is really exciting. But it was the perfect job that I was after. But yeah, I didn't look at the tonnage of the load, and I think it's maybe something our little old truck here is going to struggle with a little bit. We're currently going 30 mile an hour, so it'll take some time to get there. Oh man, right, I'll see you in a bit. Right folks, so just coming up here, we've got some interesting a backdrop there. So this looks like we're just on the west coast of the UK. We've got some sea up there, and something on like a what's that, a church on the cliff there. We're about 6 hours with 48 minutes to go, just coming up to the 300 mile mark to go. But that's pretty cool. I like that. That's nice. No issues so far. I did want to say, I was going to ask about lights, but there was someone who made a comment about lights, and which I hadn't realised. I was wondering how to put the high beams on, but apparently if you click twice you can put those high beams on, and that's what you need to do. So that's the problem I was having. I was not putting my high beams on, and that's why I was getting all these kind of fines. And I've been constantly getting these fines by the police, and I was thinking, well, I've got the bloody lights on, but I need to click it twice. So that's the problem. So yes, I'm learning, folks. I'm learning. I remember to switch the windscreen wipers off and put the lights on. So, you know, I really know how to drive a truck. So I was going to talk about what we were up to in why all the reasons for not showing that earlier part of the episode, and part of it was to say thank you, because I thought I didn't want to do that kind of halfway through the episode. I wanted that right at the front. But we have had absolute chaos in the last episode. It was ludicrous. I'm going to come out here. Just don't no. Yeah, it was absolutely ludicrous. The last episode. And I had the same thing happen while I was kind of driving around before. So we've done a bit of driving. I sort of drove between Cambridge and Birmingham twice, and then went to Folkestone by accident. And there's good reason for that, because I'm inobservant. And went down the wrong road. And often with this, when you go down the wrong road, there's no recovery for ages. And then I did it again. I went and did exactly the same thing again. I was trying to drive from I was kind of getting towards Manchester, and there was some tunnels, some cool tunnels, as there is here. So I went through these tunnels. Oh, I like this. Oh God, we're going well over the speed limit. Just let's put our lights on. So and sort of came out, and then I decided to kind of drop into Sheffield, because it was really, really close, and just get the question mark in Sheffield, which I did. And on the way out, I took the wrong turn and ended up having to drive for ages, going in the wrong direction, which was really, really frustrating. Oh no, I thought I was going way too fast. In fact, I was going way too slow. So we've got a bit of roadworks going on here. So yes, it was just a mess. But we got there with only limited incidents, and I was really tired at the end of it, both in the game and in reality. So I thought, no, we'll start from here. We'll talk about what we've done beforehand. We picked up, a dealership in London, a Volvo dealership, and now we're kind of working our way up into Scotland. And this looks a lot better actually than the rest of the UK does. And I want to sort of touch on that we'll come back and talk about that in a little while. So I'll see you maybe when we've got about 4 hours to go. Right, folks, so we've got about 4.5 hours to go. We're due to get there at 10 o'clock, which is fine. We don't necessarily need to sleep right at the minute. Ooh, it's suddenly gone. Oh, it's a big speed limit change there. slam on the anchors. So that's nice. We're up past Carlisle. We're on the M72. Certainly nowhere I've ever driven before. And probably not a million miles away from the Scottish border, which we might have already had. I didn't see a kind of welcome to Scotland sign, but there it is. So yeah, I wanted to. So one of the comments that I didn't know about in the which was mentioned in the previous, I think it was on the previous episode, was about when the UK was kind of made in ETS2, and it was one of the first areas that was actually developed, which I wasn't aware of. But the thing is, they haven't actually altered it since then, or there's been very little update since then, which is interesting, because you'd think as they improve they'd get better, and it is the case. When I'm sort of looking at the UK map and I sort of compare that to what I see with other people playing the game, it does look a little bit more kind of generic. You see the same sort of field you go past and all that sort of stuff, and the towns, you don't have those kind of nice big buildings that you see in some of the other games. They're, it's a lot more, in the background rather than right up in front of you. So so that's interesting. Someone suggested, well, maybe they could make a DLC, a UK DLC. I know you can do it in Pro Mods, but I think there's, and if you're interested in that, Zilla is doing a Pro Mods version of this. He's got that on his channel at the minute. There's some balloons in the background, and he's currently going through the UK. So go over and check that out when you're over on his channel. So I think that would be really good. Some additional towns, maybe going over to Ireland, that sort of stuff. Go to Dublin, over on the ferry, because it's a bit left out, isn't it? There's a lot of interesting English countryside that isn't included in this, or Scottish countryside. I don't know whether clearly we're going into Scotland, but I don't know whether the same applies for Scotland. Whether it still looks a little bit kind of old in terms of gameplay and stuff. I'm not sure. But what do you think about a UK DLC? I mean, that surely has to be popular, doesn't it? Right, we're going to drive on a little bit further. I was hoping to see a kind of a big thistle infested sign with welcome to Scotland, that sort of stuff, but I haven't seen it. Maybe I just missed it. Let's just have a look at the map. Oh, we are in Scotland. We're well into Scotland. So look at us. We're just coming up to Glasgow and Edinburgh here. We've got a long way to go to get to Aberdeen, but we've made big progress here. Massive progress. Oh, look at this little road here. Oh, I'm not going on that road, but that would be an awesome one. I bet that's a cool road to drive on. It's kind of in the Highlands. I wonder whether that would make a good episode next up. Let me know. Has anyone been on that road? Right, I'm going to drive on, and then we'll come back for a little bit more inane chatter. 141 miles to go, and we've just seen our first side to Aberdeen, so we are doing well. We've just travelled past Glasgow, and we are on the A something. I didn't see that. A80? Is that the A80? Looks like the A80. So not travelled on this road. I have driven in Scotland in a hire car, but we went out from north to Callander, which was very nice, and stayed on a lock in Callander. It's really good, really, really nice. That's very little to do with what I was talking about. I actually oh, look at that. What is that on the right? What is that? Yeah, don't know quite what that is. In the comments, please. And it's not the Angel of the North. Does that even exist in the game? But some other thing. We're 3 hours to go, 128 miles. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I remember now. Got a policeman in front, so best watch the lighting situation. We have got our lights on. I was away recently up in near Leicester, so in the Midlands for those who aren't from the UK, at a conference, and there was a guy there from Aberdeen. And one of the things I always wondered about people who lived up in Aberdeen is, does it feel isolated? It seems a long way from everywhere else. It's the most northerly UK major city, as far as I can think. I think there's possibly some other sort of cities up there, but nothing. Oh Christ! Slow down. Yeah, so possibly some other sort of cities up there, but nothing particularly major. And he said, yes, it is massively isolated up there. You get to Glasgow, and you kind of think, oh, we're nearly there, but then it's hours to get up there, as we're well finding out here, which is interesting, isn't it? It's a 60 mile an hour speed limit. It says 50 there. Why the discrepancy? So yeah, it was surprisingly or unsurprisingly isolated, but it was interesting to hear it for someone who actually lives there. So Aberdeen, if you're thinking about it, if you like feeling a little bit on the isolated side, I guess it's like living in Alaska, isn't it? But less extreme. Where is this? Is this Glasgow again? No, this is. I think that's that road over to Aberdeen. That kind of little twiddly little road, or maybe the road through to Edinburgh that goes then to Aberdeen. I'm not sure. But we're staying on this motorway. 2 hours 33 minutes. We haven't made a single road error yet, which is wonderful. Police haven't got us. We haven't hit anything. I mean, this is going. I think we haven't hit anything. I can't remember hitting anything. This is going swimmingly well, isn't it? One thing I did want to talk about before we kind of move on a little bit further up the road was just a little bit of an update of what we're going to do in terms of trucks and how we're going to kind of go forward with all of that. Are we going to get another loan? Are we going to stay with what we've got and try and build things up from there? It seems like the vast majority of people in the comments, in fact all of the people who've mentioned this in the comments, and I'll put a couple of them up, have said they would much prefer it if we kind of didn't take any more loans out. Okay, so we're taking a left here. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to try, without taking any more loans out, to try and make a success of this trucking empire. We'll pay this one off and we won't take any more out. It's going to take a little bit more time to do it, but I'm loving this game. It's absolutely brilliant. I was wondering, I'd played it a little bit, and with oh god, it's going to be a little road, is it? Yeah, I played it a little bit. Zilla sort of encouraged me to have a look, and I wasn't kind of that keen because my computer became the hottest thing in the world when I ran it. But now I've got a computer upgrade. It is, I can see why people enjoy this. It is so nice. So that's what we're going to do. We will be we're not taking any more loans out. We will be kind of doing this from here. So we will be doing some truck upgrades, and we're going to get, I think, a fair chunk of money for this job. But we've got 15 grand in the bank now, so if we are going to get another truck, then we've got to save some money up. We're going to have to do lots and lots of jobs. But that is for the future. Right, we're going to go along this country road in the sort of semi-dark, and I will see you shortly. We have got our lights on, haven't we? I think I can see, yes, I can see a little light icon there. That's not high beams though, is it? That's not the icon that means high beams. That's just kind of like your side lights. I was wondering whether there's actually a way to put on high beams, but it seems like, I mean, that's one, that's two. So yeah, maybe this is high beams, it's just not very powerful. Can you increase the power of your lights? Is it just because I've got a naff little truck? Let me know. Right, we're just under 2 hours away on this road, only 75 miles to go. We'll be in Aberdeen soon. Looks like we're starting to get to the maybe a little bit on the tired side, but nowhere near like falling asleep yet. Right, see you shortly. Gotta say, I am enjoying this countryside. The large trees everywhere. It does feel like you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which is, I guess, what this road would be. Is if anyone's driven on this road, does it look like this? Because this feels like, from the bit of driving, as I said, I've done in Scotland, it feels kind of about right. But give me your thoughts, folks. But it does look beautiful there, as the sun's kind of dropping behind the hills. Yeah, it's really, really nice. And still, we're actually making time. We're only 1.5 hours away. Slightly going too fast, but the police aren't going to be out here, are they? They don't care. And we're due to get in at 10:01 now. So we're actually book into a little hotel and have a dive into the minibar there. Right, 52 miles to go. I'll see you as we're kind of approaching Aberdeen now. Right, here we go. We are closing into Aberdeen. There's a little question mark just as we get in to the city. And here is that, I guess, a really fun little drive, which I think we're going to have to try on the way back. But I'm going to wait for your comments to see whether it is actually worth it. Ooh, look at this. Got a nice big tunnel that we're going through. This is pretty cool. I like this. Always enjoy a tunnel. Let's take a screenshot. Ah! It's pointing backwards. Right, so is this actually how it happens? You've got to go through a massive tunnel to get into Aberdeen. Is that real? I did not know that. So on the right here, we should have something. Is it a truck dealership? Oh, I can see. I think it is. Aberdeen discovered Scania. Nice. I like a Scania truck. It's one of my favourites. Right. So it looks like it's a little bit of a random road. Let's just have a quick look at gander at that as well. What's going on out there? Okay, so that road goes all the way round. Why is that then? Don't know. Oh, look at this drive. This is by far the longest drive I've done. So, it's a recruitment agency as well. And we have anywhere to sleep. We do, just over here. So that's probably where we'll go afterwards. And once we've delivered everything, we'll pick up the recruitment agency and then go, as I almost leave the game, go and sleep. Bloody hell. You concerned me there. I think I'm going to have to go right, which means I'm in the wrong bloody lane. We've got this bloody tractor next door. This feels about right in terms of deliveries, doesn't it? Yeah, they're turning right here. That's fine. I just want to go ahead of them. Okay. Right, here we go. I actually get to deliver this in. Look at the docks. I've taken so many bloody screenshots in this for this. I don't know what I'm going to use. Oh man. I love it all. Love it all. Right, what we got? I'm proud of myself for this, driving this length of journey. Absolutely. Right, where are we going? Actually, I think we are going in here. Let's drive in. Yeah, it's the Shell. We're into Shell. Right, we will just, let's play it safe now. Oh, it's easy. Just put that in there. See, we're getting tired. But time is absolutely spot on, haven't we? go. Spot on. Right, let's uncouple, and we should get a load of money in the bank. Wow, 14 grand. We upgraded all the way to level 6. Let's go and decide where we go. So I did do our first high value cargo. I was taking some pressurized tanks in the first leg of the journey, which were quite long. That was another bit of chaotic things that we do. So fragile cargo, higher rewards, and an increased experience bonus. I don't know about the just in time because I'm still not sure about that. So let's. What should we do? What about these? Explosives? No. Let's go fragile cargo. What do you think? What's your choice with all of this? So as you can see, we've put 3 long distance. The reason for that was to be able to get the job to Aberdeen. Okay, right then. We're going to go and have a sleep. I'm going to send my man over there for a sleep. But in the comments, I want to know whether you think we should, whether this route back here is worth it. Whether this is a kind of fun route or not. Let me know. Okay, folks, I think that will do us. I've enjoyed this. Hopefully you have too. Big thanks to Zilla Blitz, and remember, go over to his channel using the link below, and you sub up to him, but you can then get involved in that giveaway as well. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.